Today we're going to be unboxing and testing the Comica VM40. I'm going to show you what's inside, all the packaging, and I'm also going to test it and give you like a real world field test of how I would use this in narrative film work. This is going to be a longer video, so grab a coffee, and if you're interested in shopping around in a useful boom mic, stick around because this might be the one. But I also got timestamps below in case you just want to skip around. At the time of recording this video, this kit with one mic costs $249 on Amazon. If you're not familiar with what the Comica VM40 is, it's a wireless shotgun microphone. Stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you a good use case for that. Alright, so let's read some of the marketing they have on the box. Up top it says super cardioid polar pattern. Basically what that's telling you is the direction or directions the microphone picks up audio the best. This microphone also has 32-bit float recording, and what that is basically, think about it like what RAW is to video, 32-bit float is to audio. It also markets wired and wireless dual modes, and that's just a fancy way of telling you you can either use this wired or wireless. And then down here at the bottom, it's just telling you that the microphone has 32 gigs of storage for you to record on the microphone itself. Let's take a look at what's on the other side. Up top, they mention an exclusive Comica audio app. Not really sure what's so exclusive about it, but I guess we'll see. Digital and analog outputs. It's telling you that you can use this plugged in directly to your computer. This intelligent power switch is actually pretty cool. When you have the mic connected to the camera, it automatically turns on and off with the camera, so you don't gotta worry about turning the mic off. And it also helps you save battery, so this is not false advertisement. Comica is intelligent for that. This 200-meter working range is controversial from the reviews that I've seen, and I'll talk about that in a second. And if you want to nerd out on all the other specs, pause and do that now. It's a nice touch that they give you a travel case that you can store everything in, so that's a W for sure. Alright, so I'm going to open up the thinner part first in the front, and it looks like this is where you keep your pop filter and dead cat. Now this dead cat, compared to like the fur of standard dead cats, this one feels so, it's hard to explain, but it feels very like fancy as f. You know how there's house cats and then there's those really expensive felines? That's what this feels like. It's very...
Waiter, can I have another creme brulee?
Yeah, it feels like that. Of course, there's also the standard pop filter. You get the cables to plug the receiver either to a phone or the camera. This really long USB-C cable with USB-A adapter, and then a Ziploc bag that has this thing, which I haven't seen since like the super early iPhones, so I wonder what this is about. They give you a quality control stamp, so don't overlook this. This is actually dope that this is in here because it tells you that this product passed some sort of inspection. There's also a QR code that I'm never gonna scan, a warranty card, and a manual. They also give you these two adapters so you can mount this to like different stands and like that. Alright, so now opening up this bottom section here, the bigger part, they give you this mount that you use to attach the mic to boom poles or mic stands and stuff. The threaded adapters go on the bottom, and the one thing that concerns me about this piece is that it is made out of plastic, so hopefully this passed that quality control inspection that they gave the card for. And now this is the receiver. On top you get USB-C for charging or connecting to your computer. On the bottom you get a channel 1 and channel 2, which act as volume up and volume down, and then a power/mode button in the middle. There's a clip/code shoe, headphone out, main out, and then this little pinhole is what you use that old iPhone thing to reset the receiver. Now one thing I'll say about this receiver is that it's made entirely out of plastic. I think Comica should have sacrificed the budget on that fancy dead cat and put it towards the receiver instead.
How dare you?
The mic comes with this spider looking code shoe mount that has a sliding code shoe so you can adjust the balance, and some slots for cable management. Now the first thing I noticed when I picked this up is that it's built way better than the receiver. It has like metal and high quality plastic, so I think they should have used this design, the same exact materials on the receiver, for real. And then here's the VM40 itself. There's a gain dial on the back that I really like the resistance of. It really feels like you won't accidentally change your gain if you bump into this. Like the resistance on this is really nice. You definitely won't accidentally change this. There's a USB-C for charging or connecting to your computer, the reset pinhole, and then the 3.5 millimeter out. Wait, is this dude actually reading the manual? All right, so there's only two buttons on the mic, but each have two functions, short press and long press. So the one labeled safety, long press turns the microphone on, and then short press activates the safety record track, which records another separate track on channel 2 with lower decibels. And for the record button, a long press is going to start internal recording, and then a short press is going to cycle between two high pass filters or noise reduction filters. And then it gives you a light indicating what's turned on. And then when both lights are on, that's you activating noise canceling. To get the files off of the mic when you record internally, you have to first make sure the mic is off and then press safety and record at the same time to put it in copy mode. Yeah, it's not really obvious how to do that, so I figured I'd save you some frustration and let you know. There's an LCD on the mic that tells you whether you're recording in safety mode or normal mode, the battery life of the microphone, the length of your recording, and some digital gain. It's a pretty nice touch to have, especially when you're recording wirelessly or if you're just using this as a standalone mic to record 32-bit float. When you turn on the receiver, you're gonna notice that it has two tracks. Because this is a 2-track recorder, you can get the 2-mic combo kit that comes with 2 mics. As you see here, you turn the mic on and it instantly connects. You get your noise canceling level and your record mode, and then there's your digital gain. Now there's a few different ways you can use this system. The most common way is connecting the receiver to your camera and then having your mic somewhere odd on set, like on the floor to record some footsteps or hanging in a doorway. Get creative, it's wireless, right? And then the mic wirelessly transmits the audio to your camera without the need to sync. You could also just not use a receiver at all and then connect the mic directly to your camera with the 3.5 millimeter out. And then the last way to use it is the only way to get the 32-bit float, since that lives only on the mic. You don't connect this to anything, press the record button, and use the mic as a standalone recorder to get the 32-bit float. The entire voiceover for this episode was recorded on this microphone, the Comica VM40. Now I want to put this mic in a situation that I would use it on set.
All right, so I know this doesn't seem like an ideal situation to test a microphone, but you got to remember that all the reviews that I do and all the gear that I talk about is all aimed towards solo cinematography or narrative short films. So when you think about it that way, this actually makes a lot of sense. You're a cinematographer, use your imagination. There could be a million reasons why your talent is on the floor. Right now I got the mic boomed off like right here. It's like 1 foot away from me. And then I'm wirelessly transmitting to my camera, which is up here. So this is actually a good test or a good use case as to why you would need a system that wirelessly transmits. You can have the receiver hooked up to your camera and then your mic in like an odd place that you might not have the ability to connect directly to your camera. I'm also recording 32-bit float backup on the mic itself, so we can see how that sounds like once I get it in the DaVinci and process that. I'm also recording 32-bit float backup on the mic itself, so we can see how that sounds like once I get it in the DaVinci and process that. But yeah, this is the Comica VM40 recording me on the floor. Let me know, what do you think? Why I'm on the floor, I don't know.
All right, so the last thing that I want to bring up about this microphone and that controversial take that I was talking about, the 200-meter range, is because this right here, this area is where the actual antenna is that transmits the audio to the receiver. So if you're using this handheld, which I don't recommend you do, and you hold it in that area, it diminishes the range that you can use this mic. So I really don't think that you should use it that way, nor do I think that it was intended to be used that way. All in all though, I really do like this mic. I like the fact that it's wireless transmitting. I like the fact that I have access to 32-bit float. And I like the fact that the gain is actually on the mic. It makes it really straightforward to use. And I like the price. So if you like what you heard out of this Comica VM40, I also did an unboxing and test of the same brand's 4-mic lav system. I'll link that below if you want to check that out. Appreciate you for tapping in, and the link is below if you want to cop this VM40. Peace.